good morning, good people. Oh my gosh, I am finally on here again. I said I was coming back, and I said I was coming back on a regular. So here I am. I'm getting myself into the habit of sticking to my goals and not just saying them, but sticking to them because we can say things, we can make vision boards, and it's just a dream and it's just a wish at that point. But when you put in the work and move and do the action, everything comes out the way it's supposed to. And it gives to who it's supposed to also. So I'm here, I'm welcome, I'm here for Talk Heavy this morning. And it's September. It's already September. We are just days away from fall. Summer is my favorite season, so I'm kind of feeling some type of way about it. But I was walking through the park yesterday because I've been doing my walks and stuff daily. And when I was walking, I saw where some of the trees are starting to change colors. And it took me into a whole deep conversation thought of releasing things and releasing people and how it makes us feel as people. And I was like looking at the trees and I was just like, look at them turning colors and stuff. And I'm like, I wonder, are the trees happy when this happens or are they sad? Like, or do they feel like finally this weight is off of me? Or, um, yes, old things are going away and new things are coming. Like, I wonder how they feel about the leaves falling off. Their leaves, they're shedding. It's a shedding. The trees shed. I wonder how they feel about that. And it took me into perspective of, humans versus nature and humans versus animals and stuff, and how, plants, they die, they wither away, they grow back when their season is in. All plants are not all year round plants. Some of them are seasonal. Some plants are for the spring, some are for the winter. Some plants are just not all year round plants. And how do they feel about that? And then animals, I'm like, as humans, we're like, listen, if somebody do something to my kids, it's going down. The whole world getting shut down. Somebody do something to my kids. And we have a hard time letting them go. When they grow up and get older, we have a hard time letting them make decisions for themselves and free choice. um, we really struggle when it comes to our children. But when you see animals, their children get up and walk like real quick. They feed them for a few days and then they're on their own. There is no connection anymore, nowhere. And it's like, even when they have like siblings, when it's like a litter, let's say, they get separated from their siblings, they get separated from their parents, and they just thrive. But us, we live with trauma from being separated from our mothers and fathers. We live with trauma from, not being with our children, or, if we raising them and we struggling with that, we have traumas that affect that. As humans, it is so different compared to animals and nature and how things are moving along. And so, that was my thought process when I was walking yesterday, just looking at the trees and stuff and just kind of embracing the new season that's coming. But it just was making me think about, how life happens overall and how do trees feel when they start to shed their leaves and stuff so that they can get prepared for the next season. And then I looked at it like, could the shedding be like a fast? You just got to cleanse. You know what I mean? There's so many different things you can look at that like. But in the meantime, I was like, this has been a week of talking about relationships. Um, and I was inspired by this one because just sisterhood in general and friendships and family ships. Parent and children ships, your husband and wife ships. Just I was just like, that's been all going on. It's just been about relationships this week and the last week. And then I was like, okay, so how can I put things into perspective? Because it's a discussion that needs to be had. I know we probably have them a lot, but maybe think about them and stuff like that. But I think we don't really have these discussions and really talk about how these discussions link to our personalities, our characteristics, our core values, and stuff like that. We sometimes we just say things, we can just be like, yeah, that's my friend. And what makes them a friend? What makes you decide that they're your friend? Um, do you know your role as a friend? What is your role as a friend? What is your title? What does that title mean to you? Because a lot of times we be like, all right, yeah, that's my friend. And then the minute something happens, it's like that changes. Do we tie friendship in with unconditional love? Do we tie friendship in with grace and mercy? Do we tie friendship in with forgiveness? We create these boundaries and these deal breakers and things like that. And we don't include grace in them. We don't include forgiveness in them because we're flawed. We are flawed human beings who we mess up. Yes, we do. We just fuck up sometimes. And so when that happens, how do you equate them with your relationships? How do you put all of them together in a big puzzle piece? So, um, and I was inspired because I was listening to a podcast and or a radio show, and they were talking about how, like, when I was in my worst, you weren't there for me, but when you were in your worst, I was there for you, and you didn't even extend grace to me. And then the other person was like, "That's not how I roll. Once you did such and so and so, I'm done." So I know for me, I find myself being a people pleaser. I find myself not wanting to say no to people because I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to upset them. And I find myself giving more than I can give sometimes because I get empty and I don't get the pouring back in equally to what I give out. And it gets overwhelming sometimes. It can be stressful, and then it feels lonely because I'm like, I don't always have the one that says, are you okay? How are you doing? You know, I don't have the chance. I don't even say I won't even say I don't have the one because I do, but I'm so busy being that one that I don't open up myself to receive that one. And then um, you know, I got people I know if I need something I can call, they'll come. But I'm so busy being the person who is the go-to person that I don't always get that opportunity. And so those are the things that kind of was on my mind. And it brought me to my question of uh, do you put your oxygen mask on first? So look at this. Y'all see my shirt? I got on my Virtual 7 shirt. Virtual 7, that is my line for my sorority. And I love my sister. I miss them dearly too. But yeah, do you put your oxygen mask on first? I know a lot of times I don't. I just jump and go. I just jump and do. What do you need? And then sometimes I'm quick to say it. I don't even think like what can you give somebody right now? Like I could be in a whole situation and I never consider what can I actually give to a person right now for me to say to them, do you need anything or are you okay? Because when they call my bluff and say, well, yeah, I do need something. Do I have it to give them? Am I being honest? So do you put your oxygen mask on first and make sure you good and then extend yourself to others? A lot of times we don't. We just keep on going. We just and why are you doing it? That's the biggest question. Why are you doing it? So many of us do things for accolades. So many of us do things for praise. So many of us do things for the title. So many of us do things just to be able to say, look what I did. And I did this for you, you know? And and it's not intentional from the heart. you know that part for me is really big. Like, I have to make sure when I'm doing something it is truly from my heart. I can't just be out here saying yes to stuff and doing stuff, and I don't like to throw things up in people's face. Honestly, I don't even like for you to tell people I did certain things. Like, it's not necessary for other people to know. And that's something that we have grown into with the social media world we're in. Everybody shares everything that they do for others. Everybody has to tell the world. Now, I don't mind telling the world to inspire you or encourage you. I don't mind telling the world to get others to do it with me. But to tell others for bragging rights, for boasting rights, I don't feel that that's okay. Um, and a lot of us do that. And we don't even realize that we're doing the boasting and the bragging. We think, this is my accolade to myself, praises to myself. Ha ha, woohoo, I did it. Yes, you know, and I think we gotta really, be considerate about that. But um, make sure you put your mask on first before you start helping people, because you get empty, you get depleted from things. You don't get a chance to sit down and really soak in whatever's going on with you. You don't get to say, I'm okay, when you're so busy running around helping everybody else and taking care of everybody else. And y'all know heart attacks and stress, those are some major killers. So we got to really be mindful, make sure we put our oxygen mask on first. Love on the people around you, love on others that need it that you may not know. But first and foremost, love on yourself. Take care of yourself. Give you what you need in order to be able to release something to someone else. And that's all I wanted to share today. I hope you all have an amazing day. It is Sunday, September the 10th, 2023. I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed day. Make sure you pour into yourself with some kind of self-care. I got up this morning, it's raining outside, so I rode my bike. I'm gonna do a little bit more exercises and cardio and stuff. But make sure you do something to take care of you today. Give yourself some guide, some time with God. Give yourself some silent time, some quiet time. Sometimes we just need some quiet time. And then go out in the world and check on some people and make sure everybody good and stuff. Okay? That's all I wanted to say for today. So until next time, peace.